morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to talk about some new cards that are coming along in Battle Partners. I told you about the hop stuff, which I still contend looks absolutely ridiculously broken. And I told you about Mamoswine EX, and I think we can all agree that I was quite excited about that one, but there are a bunch of other cards to talk about, including, weirdly, some new Ino cards. And I say weirdly because we didn't get any new N cards, we didn't get any new Lily cards, we just got a couple new Ino cards. Is that weird? I think so. But we've got Electrode and Voltorb, and these look good. And honestly, the Voltorb alone looks good. And when I say looks good, yes, the art by Asakuni here is phenomenal, but it's also like a legitimately good card. Because for 2 colorless energy, it does 20 damage, plus 20 damage for each basic lightning energy attached to all of your Iono's Pokemon. Well, let's not go forgetting what Bellibolt does. Bellibolt says that as often as you like during your turn, you can attach a basic lightning energy from your hand to one of your Iono's Pokemon. And sure, it only works for Iono's Pokemon, but that's what we're talking about here. Bellibolt's working very, very nicely here. I love this. This is like a legitimately good card. And one of the things that's so great about this is that you don't need to put the energy onto Voltorb here. You put 2 energy onto Voltorb to pay for the attack, and then the rest of the energy can go literally anywhere you want, onto your other Pokemon to get them ready to attack. When Voltorb goes down, you've already lost the energy, but only the energy from there. And look, I know it's 20 damage base plus 20 more for each energy. I know that a total of 10 energy will only do 220. I can understand all of this. But my point is, if you're getting a lot of energy on the field, and in a Bellibolt deck you should be, this is a single prize, 2 energy attacker that can go and start taking out some single prizes and such without leaving your bigger, more valuable Pokemon in the firing line. This is good. But then we get Electrode. And Electrode's got an attack for 3 energy, 100 damage, which for what it's worth is kind of terrible. But with the energy acceleration for Bellibolt will always be a bit better. But then we got 2 energy. This Pokemon does 100 damage to itself. That's really annoying, etc. Flip a coin if heads instant KO and your opponent's active. And yes, 100 damage will KO you. That is, frankly, not great. You could really do with a Pokemon tool to give you a little more HP here, but we don't really have very much at the moment. Honestly, looking at post-rotation, there isn't really anything. We got Bravery Charm, which is for basic Pokemon, an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, which is for ancient Pokemon, and Luxurious Cape, which technically will work, but it also makes you a 2-prize Pokemon, so I really don't think that's a great idea. So hopefully we'll get a tool at some point in the not too distant future that we can be using to add a bit more HP here. And it's flippy, which I don't love. I really would rather it wasn't flippy. But this is a really good option. Not as an every turn I'm definitely going to win, but as I need a KO right now. I cannot get a KO right now. Why don't I go ahead and flip a coin and hope? Because there's probably a decent chance you're going to play Voltorb anyway. Because I showed you all the Iono's Pokemon the other day, and one of the things that Ino really needs is a basic Pokemon that is a single prize Pokemon that can do a decent amount of damage. Just a Pokemon to throw out there in the early game to start taking some prizes. That's what this will do nicely. Tech in 1 Electrode, flip a coin in case of emergency, job's a good un. I'm giving a pair of them 4 Wassies, but it is really weighted more towards Voltorb. I think Electrode is really fun as a break glass in case of emergency option, and I think Voltorb's brilliant. But we did get ourselves a new Meowscarada as well. Cool. Is it going to be any good? I mean, history's not been kind to Meowscarada. We do have a nice ability here that says once during your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch it with your active Pokemon. So we can always switch in, yay, etc. And it's got an attack that does 90 damage. If your opponent's active is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 90 more damage, which is still only 180, which will get a few weaker EXs. Like, this will get things like Mew, and it'll get Squawkabilly, but you're not exactly getting very much here. What you really want to do is be hitting for weakness, and if you hit for weakness, then yeah, this will get a lot more Pokemon. You know what this is actually really good against? One of the only things that this might actually be really good against is Mamoswine. Don't play this and ruin my Mamoswine dreams. I will be very upset. But the reality is, part of the reason I like Mamoswine is it's got a fairly uncommon weakness. Most people aren't playing grass right now. Grass isn't a particularly good type. So, yeah. Like, this is a nice little tech to be taking out grass-weak Pokemon. But firstly, it's a 2-energy stage 2. That's not a particularly good tech. Secondly, what are you getting? Hydreigon, which is a proper fringe deck right now, but it is there. I suppose, honestly, one of the best things that you're going to be going after here is something we don't actually have yet, but we will in the near future, and that is, of course, Zoroark. There aren't really any other good grass Pokemon we've seen from battle partners, but the existence of Zoroark is going to make some people want to play grass in order to hit it for weakness, and then my boy Mamoswine will be caught in the crossfire, and that will make me honestly very, very sad. But my issue here with Meowscarada is just you're hitting weakness against a typing that most Pokemon don't have, and it's a lot of effort to do so. It is always worth pointing out, of course, that there are other Meowscarada with which you could combine this. We actually have only had one non-EX. That was back in Scarlet and Violet. That card's terrible. Single energy 40 and put an energy from your opponent's active into their hand, or 2 energy 1 fertilizer. That card's garbage. But we do actually really like the EX from Paldea Evolved, because it's got that really nice ability that lets you discard a grass energy from your hand to put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and then 2 colorless 220 to an already damaged Pokemon. But even the EX, like every so often you'll see it popping up at events and someone will have a decent run with it and we'll all get very excited and it won't actually do that well in the end. That's about the best we've seen from this Pokemon so far. I don't expect that to change anytime in the near future. I'm giving this between 2 and 3 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. I'm not just telling you not to play it because I don't want you to one-hit KO my Mamoswine, although there's an element of that. I'm mostly telling you because it's 2 energy on a stage 2 that's only going to be hitting for weakness, and you're barely hitting anything for weakness. Nah, mate. Let's not do this. But we have a couple of trainer cards here as well. We do have a new Brock card, but I really don't like the new Brock card. The new Brock card does not look very good. Maybe it's just me. Lets you search either for 2 basic Pokemon or 1 evolution Pokemon and put them into your hand. Like, I like the artwork. The artwork's pretty good. But what is this? Like, what? Why? I'm giving this card 2 Wassies, and honestly, I think that might be too generous. Love the T0 artwork. Like Brock as a... Oh, it's Brock's recruitment, I should say. Like Brock as a character, like the artwork. But holy moly do I dislike this card. Honestly, 2 Wassies is overwhelmingly generous here. This card... terrible. But we do have another trainer card, which is less terrible. We've got Exchange Ticket, and this could end up being a staple in a lot of decks. What you do is you count your prize cards, shuffle them face down, put them at the bottom of your deck, and then add that many cards from the top of your deck to your prize cards. Basically, you swap your prizes for random cards from the top of your deck. Well, yeah. This is really nice. Like right now, the best prize manipulation card we've got is Hisuian Heavy Ball. And that is rotating out when this set comes out. We know that for a fact, we've been told. So we're no longer going to have Hisuian Heavy Ball. We're going to need a way to manipulate our prizes. Now, essentially, what you do here is you do your first search through of your deck. And you have a look and you go, these cards that I really need are prized. Or you look and you go, my prizes are terrible. Oh, this is really annoying. You play this card. Now, your cards do end up on the bottom of your deck. Just play literally any card that searches your deck, all right? Because you can then shuffle your deck and then you'll be fine, all right? It's going to be fine. It's going to be good. But my point here is, if you've got bad prizes, this card fixes it. It's not perfect. No one's saying it's perfect. But we absolutely are saying that this is a phenomenal card for making sure that cards that you didn't want prized are no longer prized. Love it. I mean, this is a 5 WotC card. Like, legit, this is a 5 WotC card. We need ways to manipulate our prizes. We need ways to make sure that cards that are prized and we need can be put back in the deck. No, I don't think this is a particularly exciting card or anything like that. And if we still had Hisuian Heavy Ball, maybe we wouldn't want this as much. Although, remember, Hisuian Heavy Ball is only for Pokemon. This can get any cards back into your deck. You look and you got all your special energy prized. Boom, now none of them are prized. Thank you very much. But I'm telling you that this is a card we need. We need to have a card that can get awkward prize cards out of the prizes back into the deck. This will do it very nicely indeed. That makes it a 5 WotC card. I don't decide this. Ha, only joking. Totally do. But we do need to finish off with a new illustration rare, a new artwork rare, a new secret rare. It's INO's Kilowatt Troll. Now, we saw the card the other day. The card, for what it's worth, is actually crazy good. Once during your turn, you can discard a lightning energy from this Pokemon and then draw till you got 6 cards in your hand. And of course, with Bellabolt here, you don't need to worry because you can just attach an energy with Bellabolt and then discard it with this, draw cards, jobs are good 'em. But look at the artwork. Oh, this artwork is phenomenal. Also, anyone else spot the Magnemite Cloud? Because I did not spot the Magnemite Cloud the first time I saw this, and then the second time I saw it, it made me very, very happy. This, I don't have much more to say about this. We talked about this card at length the other day, but I'm telling you this card is stupid good, and this artwork it's by Tirada Terra, who's not an artist I've really noticed previously. I've noticed them now, and oh my goodness, this card is phenomenal. This is now one of my chase cards for the set as a whole. I got my 1 box pre-order in on the Pokemon Center. I am really hoping they'll let me pre-order more here. I'm going to need a lot more of this set. This set is awesome. Also, I'm not sure Tirada Terra's done any Pokemon cards before. And that's kind of cool. I hope they do more. For now, I want to know what you think about all of this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Andrew Kincaid, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and is a very lovely person. So shout-out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.